start this again.
Hi, it's Craig Stevens and Ray Kemble here. We're in Franklin Forks, Pennsylvania. Once again, the state's Department of Environmental Protection of Pennsylvania has turned their back on the citizens of the Commonwealth. We've got 3 families here in the Franklin Forks area. We're at the Hadlicks home. We're delivering water today. It's the first time we've had to deliver water to the Hadlicks. First time in Franklin Forks since a year and a half. They've been providing water paid for by WPX, the driller, but as good neighbors. They were not ordered to do it by DEP. DEP's taken no responsibility, and DEP determined that the water is contaminated here in Franklin Forks, the 3 families, but it was not caused by any of the gas drilling or industrial activity in the area. So obviously nobody's at fault. The DEP's out. The WPX has stopped delivering the water on Wednesday the 25th last week. The Hadlick family was down to about 75 gallons left of water. So we wanted to make sure they've got it with the truck that we've been using to get the families in Demick some water.
Wait a second.
The Department of Environmental Protection of Pennsylvania said that the gas drilling industry was not to blame for the contamination here. So when the families here asked what was the cause of the contamination, the DEP said they don't know. So our question to the DEP is, if you don't know what did cause it, then how do you know what didn't cause it?
Right.
3rd grade science.
Tell me what's going to happen to this.
Well, they want to come and take it, but it sounds like the families here are not going to allow them to. It's on private property. No agreement was ever signed when it was put in. That's about $2,000 worth of tank and insulated housing. There's a pump inside also, and a heater. It's about $2,000, and there's 3 of these in Franklin Forks. So to replace that, that's out-of-pocket cost for the families. Through no fault of their own, the water turned bad here. You also have the water delivery. That's what we do, but right now we're hearing the cost of delivery is about $100 per day that was being paid for by the driller WPX, which used to be called Williams. That would be $300 a day times 30 days. That's $9,000 a month they've been willing to pay as good neighbors to bring water to the families here. But I guess the good neighbors decided to stop being good neighbors last Wednesday, and so they're gone. Now we're hearing that the equipment is going to be taken out. There's no way for us to bring them water if there's no equipment. So we would appeal to anybody that's making those decisions. Might be better to leave it here, maybe take it as a write-off. But if you're in New York State, take a wide shot, Bill. This is your future here. This is your future. Your neighbors living with contaminated water, plastic water tanks where their water wells used to be. This is not an anomaly here. Probably we've got 40, within not too far of a distance where people are living with plastic tanks where their water wells used to produce clean water for their families. The problem is when you call the drilling industry, the drilling company, the local one, and you say your water's bad, the DEP asks you to call them first. They'll take care of it hush-hush. Usually they have you sign a non-disclosure. Here, it's kind of hard to miss. We're on Route 29, just about 6 miles south of New York State. That's one of the busiest on this side of the state, the busiest north-south routes into New York State. So we're only a few miles south of the New York State line. And this is your future, New York, if you bring gas drilling to the state. They won't take responsibility. They put drill bits in the ground nearby and the water turns black or goes bad. Gets a lot of methane in it, contamination of all kinds, uranium, barium, strontium, lithium, the list goes on. Manganese, arsenic. And right down the street there's a restaurant. They found 3 times the legal limit of arsenic in the water of a restaurant. So our focus here is the Pennsylvania Commonwealth owns all the waters of the Commonwealth, including the underground water and all surface water. They actually would lay claim to the water in this tank when it's full because it's an impoundment. It's a man-made impoundment instead of a natural impoundment. So we're wondering why, if the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the DEP, they own the waters of the Commonwealth, then they should also be responsible when the water turns bad, regardless of who did it or how it happened. And why we would have to rely on daily deliveries paid for as good neighbors by an industry that's doing work in the area. I have a feeling they're making a lot more than $9,000 a month on what's the drilling and gas production activity in this area. Our focus is we want, as neighbors, the clean water back. You're getting gas out of the ground. We want the clean water back for these neighborhoods. For some reason, nobody can provide that. So they have to bring water. By the way, this water can only be used for shower, laundering, and bathing. It cannot be used to drink because it went from a safe water source to a tank on the back of this truck, then from that tank to another tank. That makes it for external use only. The families still have to be provided drinking water. By the way, WPX has never done it. They've never offered drinking water to the families, and we find that very interesting that they're not allowing for the need for consuming water for cooking and drinking. So this is for bath, shower, laundry only, and we would also implore to the state that they should be providing some potable water, some drinking water in containers for these families until we can figure out what happened, since they determined that the gas drilling in the area did not cause the problems. Yeah, we were taking care of for the last 2 years 9 families endemic. Now it's down to 3 right now, but it was about $2,000 to $2,500 a month to take care of 9 families.
$2,000 to $2,500 a month
Per month to take care of 9 families. It was costing Cabot $33,000 a month just for the shower and bathing and laundering water. That didn't include their deliveries every week to the families for drinking water, which was in bottles or 5-gallon containers. So if we extrapolated the problems that are happening in Pennsylvania with the costs, the state of Pennsylvania would not like that bill. So we're wondering why this activity has to be taken to the bank accounts of the individual citizens and neighbors that can't stand by and watch this kind of destruction happen of our private property rights and our clean water.
Hold it, right, hold it there.
Tax-deductible donations for water relief can be made to Food and Water Watch and mailed to care of Craig Stevens, P.O. Box 466, Montrose, PA 18801.